I'm back! Day 2 of this turnaround, and today's topic is why did I stop vlogging? So most of this video, like 95%, is going to be talking about health, because that has been kind of one of the big reasons why I haven't been vlogging. You have like a 5% that is actually that I've been healthy enough to actually work full-time. My migraines are so much smaller, which is super awesome, but I also don't leave much time for crafting or any other kind of thing. But we're going to start from the beginning, and we're going to talk about kind of one of the main reasons why I stopped vlogging, and then kind of the follow-up reasons why I didn't come back to it. So why I stopped vlogging was because they thought I had an issue, which in the end it was what they thought it was, but I didn't know so much about it, and we needed to have it verified. And I couldn't tell you about it. I didn't want to worry you, and I didn't want to worry my family and my friends. So basically the person knowing was Christopher. And it was a lot, it was a lot to handle, and still a lot to handle. But now I know kind of how to go forward with it and everything. But to start from the beginning, back in December I went on a meeting with my gynecologist. For you who have been with me for a long time know that I went into menopause at 30, so it's a pre-menopause or early menopause, and because of that I have a hormonal replacement therapy. If you go into menopause too early, you have to replace the estrogen that you have lost, because otherwise your body kind of gets out of balance. And also because you are replacing the estrogen, and you're replacing quite a lot of estrogen, it's not like having your birth control, it's different. You need to have progesterone to every second month have a bleeding, because the estrogen kind of builds up the walls inside, and you basically get a menstruation, and without progesterone it won't kind of flow, and if it doesn't flow out you can get really serious issues. So whenever you're estrogen treated, if you don't have your own progesterone production, you need to have that too. So I've been having this treatment since I was 30, but in like October, November, I started to see a big difference in how my body reacted to the medication, or the hormone replacement therapy. So I ended up going to my doctor and talking to my doctor about this, my gynecologist, and she took some tests before I met her, and then I met her, and they found a abnormal high levels of something called prolactin, which had been very normal if I was breastfeeding, but I'm not, so it wasn't normal. And the other reasons for high prolactin levels is actually tumors in your brain. Not so fun. However, there are two different kinds of tumor. It's either a prolactinoma, which is a non-cancerous tumor. However, the bigger it grows, the more prolactin it will produce. Or you would have actually a cancerous tumor, but in that case, with those amount of prolactin levels, they would be there not because of the tumor, but because of the tumor pushing at something. And I had MRIs before. I actually had quite a lot of MRIs because of my migraines, and that they were worried that it has something with lupus. So they were kind of certain that it wasn't a cancerous tumor, and they were correct. However, it took me until March to actually get the results from my MRI scans. And So I was fighting with this, and I didn't want to tell anyone about anything until I had my scans. So I had my scans, and what I have is what is called a microprolactinoma. I have a teeny tiny, I think it's just a millimeter or two, so it's a super, super teeny tiny tumor, non-cancerous tumor in my head. And there's two ways to get rid of it. One is eating medication, and the other one is actually going for operation. So I've been trying out medications, and again, if you have followed me, you know that I and my medication usually don't really work, because if there is side effects on the medication, I will get them. That's just how it is. And of course, that was what happened. There are two main medications that you use. They are kind of in the same family, but one of them have a lot less of the side effects, mostly because you eat it over it's much more potent as a medication, so you can eat a lot less of it. So the first medication I took was the one that they usually give people, hoping that they don't get any side effects. That caused a lot of issues with my body, but on top of all the issues with my body, it also gave me medical induced depression and anxiety and anger management issues. So I was screaming at Christopher. I think I did realize that I was depressed, but I didn't think that I would fall so far so fast. I was crying every day when I got home from work. I just sat in a corner and cried every day. And that doesn't, kind of hard to vlog when you're that broken. So when we figured out that there was the medication that made me depressed and I could go off it, and it disappeared. So basically from that medication I got a chemical imbalance in my brain that caused the depression. So it has nothing to do with emotions. It's nothing you can do. You can't go to a psychologist to fix it. You can't go out for a walk to fix it. This is like, you have to remove the medication or add another medication on top of it. And this medication is doesn't work with antidepressant, basically. So I had to leave that medication, and then that was actually before I got to know what it was that was in my brain, because we wanted to see if she could lower the prolactin values, or it didn't lower, it actually went up a couple of steps. So we went off that medication, started a new one. That one actually pushes down the prolactin really, really good. However, even though it took a little bit longer time, it also caused depression and anxiety, and I'm going to meet a doctor tomorrow to discuss what we're going to do, but I have stepped off it. She's very hard to get in touch with, so I've been, last weekend I'm like, I'm not going to take this medication anymore because I feel so bad when I do. It still hasn't gone all the way out of my body, but it's almost there, and that feels pretty awesome. I had some other kind of pains and aches due to the medication too, so so that's the kind of big health issue. But I have some other things that I'm really, really happy about when it comes to my health. First of all, we've gotten my migraines down to almost non-existent. I do still have headaches, but it's not that much migraines. I had one yesterday. I don't know if you noticed that I had an issue finding words and stuff, and that it may be I didn't talk as fast as I usually do. That is a kind of a migraine thing. It just doesn't work fully. And I do have a little one today, but otherwise it's been very, very good. I've been actually feeling pretty good. And one of the reasons is that I actually have carefully stepped off my strongest painkillers, which is like, I've been eating these painkillers, which are opiates. I've been eating them since I was like 15, 16, but then it was like 1 or 2 tablets a week at the most. And then I think 2 or 3 years ago, the pain became so bad. This was before I had my Botox treatment for my migraines, that I started eating them daily. I didn't have a psychological dependency, but I did have a physical dependency on the medication. So I had my doctor help me to slowly kind of wean off the medication. It worked really, really good, and I have them now to be able, in case I get super bad migraines, because they usually can kick off the pain enough so that I don't get really, really sick. But I haven't needed to take them for quite some time, and I kind of have limit myself to 1 tablet a week if I need it. So then you kind of push through a little better, because they're like, yeah, but maybe my migraine is worse tomorrow, and then you don't need it. And yeah, it's actually a good way. So that is awesome, and that helped reduce the headaches also. That is a side effect from eating opiates for a long time, is that they actually will enhance your pain. They will remove the pain that you eat them for, but it can enhance other pains. And also you can get psychologically dependent on them, and your body will get used to them when you eat them a longer period of time. So you will need more and more of it to get the same pain relief. However, I've been on half the daily dose for I think a year now, because I don't want to be dependent on a drug, and now it's completely out of my system, which is like super awesome. I feel so much more energetic, so much more happy, so much more everything. I did have some setbacks when it comes to other medication I tried to wean off. I've been on cortisones for I think about 5 years now. I've been on a kind of a daily dose of 5 milligrams, and we were supposed to wean that off, but it didn't work out. So I had to go back onto my 5 milligrams, but it isn't a too high of a dose, so it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, that is what's going on. I have some aches and pains in my joints and stuff, but I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm hoping if we can stop just for a while not trying any new medication and just see what status quo is, I think in a couple of weeks I will be feeling even better. So yeah, that's kind of the reasons why I haven't been vlogging. I haven't had the energy. Still not 100%. I'm much more tired when I get home from work than I want to be, but still it's like night and day. If you look at me like 1.5, 2 years ago, it's night and day, and I'm just super happy about it, because it's so much easier to see a future when you don't have to fight. Like I always seen a future, I always have my dreams, but I had a while when I really felt I was having to take a break from all my dreams. I had to kind of formulate new ones, step away from some, because at that point those dreams weren't probable. But with me feeling so much better and having so much more energy, all my dreams seem probable. I can go back to old ones. Like the one I talked to you about yesterday. Like working for a gaming company has been my dream since I was like yay high, like 8 years old. And that I'm there right now, that I have gotten that, it just makes me super, super happy. Really, really super happy. And then I'm super happy that Christopher has stood by me through all of this, and that we might actually be able to live a normal life together instead of me being sick all the time life. We have the kitties that are adorable and cuddly, and I have all my toys to play with, so yeah. I'm happy. I'm super, super happy again. And this is why I want to start vlogging again, because I want to... I took you through the bad times, and I want to take you through the good times. Yeah. That's everything today. It's a little bit of a shorter video, I think it ended up, than yesterday, and they might be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, depends on. But if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, just comment in the comment section below. And we'll figure something fun out. I still have a few other things to talk about. I'm doing some big changes when it comes to diet and exercise, and I thought I'd talk about that. Yeah. That is probably tomorrow's video, unless I start talking about crafts or something, because I've been crafting again and I'm really happy to be crafting again. But yeah, that's it for today. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the good bed bugs bite. Bye!